Now on 5, Crawford County officials say police pursuits in the county are increasing.
President Biden takes his infrastructure agenda on the road. I'm Natalie Brand at the White House with the administration's attempts to get the stalled legislation moving here in D.C.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A recent increase in police pursuits in Crawford County, Kansas is raising concern with the sheriff's office. This is KOAM News at 5. In September, there were 3 pursuits, and all 3 involved stolen vehicles. One of the pursuits ended in Crawford County after reaching speeds of nearly 100 miles an hour. Those pursuits are raising serious safety concerns from the sheriff's office as it tries to protect the public and, of course, its deputies.
That's something that we have to assess the risk, and is the risk of pursuing this individual, is that something that's, preventing, with the public safety? Are we, we're basically trying to get this individual stopped, keep them from committing other crimes, but you really have to assess the situation.
It's not only the sheriff's office dealing with these concerns, as the pursuits tend to enter surrounding counties and the city of Pittsburgh. We're going to hear more from officials on what seems to be leading to the pursuits and what you can do to help prevent them. The Carthage Water and Electric Plant is celebrating Public Power Week. Public Power Week is a chance for utility companies to better engage with their communities. The plant in Carthage is hosting several events this week that the public can participate in. Today, they gave tours of the plant.
I think we just hope that we can share our passion of public power and just providing reliable, affordable energy for our community. Our employees live and work here, so it's important to them. It's their friends and family that they're providing for, so it's just a fun week to celebrate with the people that we know.
Other events the plant is hosting this week include Glow Golf at the Carthage Golf Course. People that went on tours today are going to get to play in the Glow Golf event for free. Doug Kennedy joining us now. Beautiful Tuesday. Doug?
Yeah, it's actually turned out to be a pretty good day once again for us today. Temperatures mainly into the mid 70s. We've had a few clouds which have been rotating in at least over the past few hours, especially on the Missouri side. And with it, a couple little isolated showers. Not a big deal, but a few hit and miss showers are going to be out there as we go through the evening hours, but most of you will end up staying on the dry side. Temps look great, 73 in Nevada, 74 in Anderson, Pittsburgh at 75, Miami 74. A little bit warmer in our western counties with a little bit more sunshine, but in general it looks great. It's been a little breezy at times, but we have these kind of northeasterly winds at about 5 to 10 to 15 as we go through the evening hours. So random shower, then we're dry, another kind of chilly night, dipping back into the upper 50s. We have some more rain chances in the forecast. We're going to look at that here in a bit.
Doug, thanks as always. A former Facebook employee turned whistleblower testified before Congress today about how she believes the social media platform harms young people. Frances Haugen told lawmakers Facebook and Instagram use algorithms to target teens, exposing them to dangerous content that could make them develop eating disorders. Lawmakers on both sides condemned Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg and vows to enact reforms. Facebook has pushed back against these allegations. So yesterday, Facebook's platforms dealt with an outage for about 6 hours. Today's KOAM News Now Instapoll question, we're asking, how much did that Facebook outage affect you? Choices are a little, a lot, or really not at all. You can vote at KOAMNewsNow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to check in on them a little bit later in the newscast. President Biden went to Michigan suburb near Detroit to sell his infrastructure plans to the American people. But his Build Back Better agenda remains stalled in Congress as talks continue among members of his party. Reporter Natalie Brand has the latest now from the White House.
President Biden took his infrastructure push on the road to a union training facility in Howell, Michigan, as the progressive and moderate wings of his party remain stuck in gridlock.
These bills are not about left versus right or moderate versus progressive. They're about opportunity versus decay.
It's 50-50 in the Senate, 3-vote margin in the House.
Vermont Congressman Peter Welch is one of several Democrats who have spoken with the president this week to hash out a way forward on the roughly $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill and a larger social spending measure.
We're going to have to come down on the number. And we may have to come down on the duration, and we may have to come down on the scale.
CBS News has confirmed the new range mentioned by the president is around $2 trillion, down from the original $3.5 trillion price tag and closer to what was proposed by West Virginia's Joe Manchin, a key Democratic vote in the Senate.
I'm not ruling anything out, but the bottom line is I want to make sure that we're strategic, we do the right job, and we don't basically add more to the concerns we have right now.
Meanwhile, Congress has less than 2 weeks to raise the federal debt ceiling, or else the U.S. could run out of money to pay its bills.
It's not in dispute that the debt ceiling needs to be addressed. The only issue is who does it.
We are willing to cast the 50 votes ourselves. All he has to do is get out of the way.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer plans to bring up a House-passed measure to suspend the debt limit Wednesday. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
Democratic leaders have set a deadline for the end of October to try and get both a bipartisan infrastructure bill and the social spending measure passed. Some Southern California residents are questioning whether officials acted quickly enough to clean up an oil spill. Locals reported noticing an oil sheen and a heavy petroleum smell Friday night. Coast Guard officials say initial reports of a spill were not enough to search for a leak. Amplify Energy, which owns the pipeline that burst, has suggested a ship's anchor may have ruptured that pipeline, causing up to 144,000 gallons of oil to leak into the ocean. Bombshell report out of France is detailing a horrifying number of abuse cases linked to the Roman Catholic Church. The report states French clergy have sexually abused more than 200,000 children over the past 70 years. Most of the victims were boys between the ages of 10 to 13. Still ahead, many restaurants turning to robots to fill open positions. And next in Health Watch, a new report from UNICEF calls on the world's government to do more to address mental health challenges in children. Topping today's Health Watch, new research shows 2 doses of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine are 90% effective at preventing hospitalization for at least 6 months. That's true for all variants of the virus, including Delta. The study in The Lancet from Pfizer and Kaiser Permanente also found that while protection against hospitalizations remains strong over time, effectiveness against infection itself declines to 47% after 6 months. Pandemic-related deaths are disproportionately affecting Black, Latino, and Native American men and women. That's according to research published in the Annals of Internal Medicine. Researchers evaluating nearly 500,000 excess deaths from the first 9 months of the pandemic found double the number of deaths among Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans when compared to white and Asian Americans. The study authors say structural racism and inequitable vaccine distribution play a role. Children around the world are still suffering from serious mental health issues from the COVID-19 pandemic. That's according to a new report from UNICEF. The Child Protection Agency is calling on governments everywhere to do more to help. Tina Cross reports now from London.
Class is back in session for millions of kids around the world, and the United Nations Children's Fund says there's a crucial lesson to be learned from COVID.
To prioritize mental health, because investing in mental health can be life-saving for individuals and for our children.
A new report from UNICEF says disruption to education, recreation, and routines is leaving many young people feeling afraid, angry, and concerned for their future. Psychiatrists report a rise in cases of anxiety, eating disorders, and suicidal thoughts.
47,000 adolescents are dying from suicide every year, and that is a staggering number.
UNICEF says globally, only about 2% of government health budgets go toward mental health. That's less than $1 per person in some of the poorest nations.
We are calling for policies within schools that protect and address mental health issues amongst children and adolescents.
The pandemic prompted France to offer free therapy sessions for children. England set up 24/7 crisis hotlines that have received more than 3 million calls since lockdowns began. UNICEF says it may take years to expose the pandemic's full mental health impact on young people. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Pediatric psychiatrists say they were already short of resources before the pandemic brought a surge in caseloads. 1 in 10 people around the world suffers from pain after eating meals. A new survey from Belgian and Swedish researchers found 13% of women and 9% of men report frequent abdominal pain after eating. Research say it shows how prevalent digestive problems are, and people with frequent attacks also have higher rates of depression and anxiety. That is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, a new report projects the airline industry's losses next year.
Plus, it looks like we have a few more rain chances in the forecast. We're going to check that out coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be another nice day for us today. Temperatures once again right back into the mid-70s. Very comfortable for this time of the year. Very close to where we should be for this time of the year. Have had a couple pop-up showers over the past couple hours. Most of us have been dry. We're still going to have some showers in the forecast for us tomorrow. Great temperatures the next few days, but we are going to start to heat up late this week into the week and actually feeling like summertime again. And then we'll cool right back down with a cold front on Sunday that will give us some showers and thunderstorms. Right now it looks good. 73 in Nevada, 71 in Stockton, 74 in Neosho, Miami at 74, Pittsburgh 75. A little warmer once you get out toward Independence and Sedan, upper 70s to near 80 degrees, but in general it looks pretty good across the region. A little breezy over the past couple hours. We've had these kind of northeasterly winds at about 5 upwards to about 15 miles per hour, but still kind of ushering in the very nice air mass on top of us. We have mostly clear skies across a good chunk of the area. 76 northerly winds at 8. Relative humidity is at 48%, so really not that bad. Through the evening hours, again, an isolated shower, mainly on the Missouri side, and then we'll just have partly cloudy skies for us tonight. Kind of cool again. We'll drop back into the upper 50s for overnight lows. But you can see a few of these clouds kind of skirting through and a couple little isolated little showers, which have rotated in mainly into our northern counties. Again, not a big deal, just a random shower or sprinkle as we go through the evening hours. Besides that, we look okay. But here's the main system. It's actually down toward Memphis, northern parts of Mississippi. You can see this kind of spin in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and it gets a little closer to us tomorrow, kind of sinks back toward the west, so it's going to give us a little better shot that we could see a shower or two. Out to the west, nothing going on. This system will lift to our north up across parts of Montana, so we really stay dry for the rest of the week after we get by a few random showers for us tomorrow. So partly cloudy skies tonight. Let's go into tomorrow morning. We'll start upper 50s. You can see more concentration of the showers off to our east, but a few of these guys trying to get in late morning into the early afternoon, and then just some spotty little showers during the afternoon, a little bit more numerous than what we have been seeing today. 58 to start, 69 by noon, high temp right around 73. So another good day, just we're going to have a few random showers during the afternoon hours. These will dissipate tomorrow evening, still partly cloudy skies. Let's go into Thursday. Partly sunny. We start to get a southwesterly flow back, so our temperatures rebound back into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. And then as a warm front lifts through by Friday morning, we could see another random shower or two. But most of the week is shaping up pretty good. But the heat really kicks back in. Look at this. We pushed 90 by Friday afternoon, near 90 again by Saturday afternoon. And then we'll start to get some showers and thunderstorms in here by the time we head into late Sunday. And that will give us at least better chances for some widespread rain the second half of the weekend. 73 tomorrow, 80 on Thursday, 88 on Friday, near 90 by Saturday, and then cooling back down early next week. So a little late burst of summer.
Yeah,
so
still holding on.
Yeah.
Doug Ketty, thank you so much. Coming up, restaurants are using more robots as they struggle to hire workers. But first, we pause to honor a local veteran. Sina Easter served U.S. Air Force from 1990 to 1994, the Liberal, Missouri native stationed in Spain. And we are proud to thank and salute Senior Airman Sina Easter, a four-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the airline industry is expected to lose almost $12 billion next year. To put this into perspective, that would be actually a major improvement over this year. According to the International Air Transport Association, industry losses are projected to total nearly $52 billion this year. Last year, though, losses topped $137 billion amid global travel restrictions caused by the pandemic. Southwest is now the latest U.S. airline to require employees to be vaccinated against COVID-19. The company said its 54,000 workers must be fully vaccinated by December 8th. In order to keep those jobs, employees can seek approval to skip the shots because of medical or religious reasons. Pandemic created a major shortage of workers at restaurants. Well, now some businesses are turning to technology to help. Reporter Elise Preston explains.
There are some new employees at the Dallas restaurant Laduni, 3 robots that can greet customers and deliver meals. The owner says it's not a novelty, but a necessity because he can't find enough workers.
I had people who tell me, well, they're taking people's jobs. Guess what? No, they're not taking anybody's job because there's no one is showing up. What they are doing is helping the ones who are really working.
Sergio's restaurant in Miami is also employing high-tech help for the same reason.
We can't service the entire restaurant, so 30% of our restaurants, dining rooms are closed because we just don't have the staffing to fulfill the demand.
The robots allow servers to handle more tables. It's a trend happening in restaurants around the world, from Seoul, South Korea, to this establishment in Iraq, using a conveyor system to get meals to customers.
Restaurants are definitely going to become more automated.
Martin Ford is the author of Rule of the Robots. He says restaurants started using technology like ordering kiosks and robots that deliver food to homes before the pandemic. Now, White Castle is experimenting with a robot to help in the kitchen. And the salad chain Sweetgreen recently bought the company Spice that created a robotic restaurant in Boston.
Whether you like it or not, I think it's a trend, so the best thing is that we all find ways to adapt to it.
Customers at Sergio's seem to be adapting.
I've never seen anything like that before. Honestly, it surprised me.
I was so surprised. It's really cool.
More diners may be in for the same surprise, with more restaurants turning to robots to help create a recipe for success. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
A popular cryptocurrency platform wants its money back after mistakenly sending out millions of dollars in crypto. Last week, Compound put out a coding update that governs transactions, but a glitch caused the update to send out as much as $89 million in crypto to some user accounts. The company's founder turns to Twitter to try and claw back the crypto, urging users to return their windfall. Good luck. A pivot by the U.S. Postal Service to personal banking. The USPS is testing providing financial services like check cashing, bill pay, ATM access, and expanded money order services. The pilot program launched in mid-September in 4 markets. Final check of the forecast next. CBS Evening News is next. Then on KOAM News at 6, going to hear more from Crawford County officials about an increase in police pursuits. Plus, Southwest Missouri toddler is in the hospital after shooting himself with a gun. And area businesses talk about how yesterday's Facebook outage affected them. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. And that brings us to another look at our KOAM News Now Insta poll. We're asking you, how much did the Facebook outage yesterday affect you? So far, 70% of you say, it didn't affect me at all. 24% of you say, yeah, a little bit. 6% of you say, yeah, a lot. You still have time to vote over at KOAMNewsNow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Russia has sent a feature film crew to space. The Soyuz launched early this morning for the International Space Station with a film producer and actress aboard. They're going to spend 12 days aboard the ISS shooting scenes for a Russian movie called Challenge. Though a documentary and short film have been produced on the space station before, this marks the first feature-length film to shoot there. Cosmonauts already on the space station are going to pitch in and help with the film's production. Not like they're already famous or anything.
True.
Have your credits there. Tonight's going to be kind of chilly, huh?
Yeah, we're going to drop back upper 50s once again for an overnight low. Tomorrow, temps great, 73, but we are going to get some isolated showers during the afternoon hours, and then the heat really starts to kick back in. 80 on Thursday, near 90 by Friday, and also on Saturday. So, summertime tries to make a little pull once again just for a few days before we cool down early next week.
And just wear shorts and short sleeves going to the pumpkin patch Saturday.
Yeah,
right?
might as well.
Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next, then KOAM News at 6. Have a great evening.